Thank you so much, Chris. Happy Saturday, everyone. I'm Dr. Amanda Holden, and I own a multi-location med spa practice in San Diego, California. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you so much to Repeat MD for having me. Today, I am going to be talking to you guys about growing your business with branding, social media, and influence. And in starting this little journey that we're going to take to get together over the next 30 minutes, I want you to first know a little bit about how I got to where I am today. I started as an emergency medicine physician and founded my own business in 2017 after taking a wide variety of business courses. I had been the director of education and leadership for a program called the Scribe program. And in 2017, I did not have an Instagram following. Since that time, I've built massive Instagram followings, both on the business brand side and the personal brand side, by learning it myself. And I'm going to show you what I have learned along my journey today. As part of this learning process, I've taken now for the past 2 years courses over and over and over again to better my skills in business, in terms of marketing, finance, people's essentials, and I'm a 10X licensee. So I'm really proud to say that I've gone through an MBA of my own training, and now I can apply it back to you guys as business owners and providers, so that hopefully you guys can make a massive amount of money in the next 12 months. So I have the following business disclosures. So Holden Timeless Beauty is my multi-location med spa practice. You can follow me at Holden Timeless Beauty Med Spa on Instagram. I am also the co-founder of the HTB Aesthetics Academy, where we teach and train both injectors and business owners, managers, and admin how to up their skills or just start a business. And we have in-person and online courses. I am a KOL, which means key opinion leader for BTL Industries. I travel nationally with BTL and teach either 1-day or 2-day courses on social media, injectables, the art of the consultation, devices, kind of strategy for business. So I've really enjoyed that. I am one of the 25 Galderma Gain business faculty for the nation, and we cover 35 different territories. So if you're looking for training in your area, tell your rep, and they can arrange an in-person training in your area, and I'll fly out to see you and the other practices in your zone. I am honored to be a KOL and speaker for Repeat MD. I am also a KOL for RVL, and I'll be speaking at the Vegas Cosmetic Surgery Show for them as well. And then I'm an Aesthetics Industry Association faculty member. So we meet monthly. And this information is so valuable because we meet with different CEOs from pharmaceutical companies, the CMOs, which are the chief marketing officers, CEOs from other aesthetics practices, and the C-suite and executives from different device companies. And we look at trends in aesthetics and kind of where the future is going, which we all have massive opportunities because the industry is predicted, to grow from, it's now anywhere between 14 and 16 billion to 45 to 50 billion by 2030. So we all have such big opportunities here. So let's dive in and talk about what we're going to get started with today. So the big picture is that we are so fortunate in the United States to have this power of global outreach with social media. Think about the days where social media channels weren't around. You couldn't just pick up your phone and talk to it and post a story and reach people all around the world. Well, now you can, and you can actually create your own channel and do this advertising entirely for free and build your own following if you want to, without even using paid promotions. So the fact that that social media channels exist now, although they are regulated, they're not regulated as much in the US as they are in other areas of the world. In particular, Brazil, they can't post before and after pictures. So they are at a major disadvantage in terms of what they can show as their portfolio on social media. And here in the US, we're kind of looked at whenever anything's launched or FDA approved for the first time, we're looked at, okay, what are the next trends going to be? What's the US adopting? And that's really exciting because we can be the first thought leaders in a specific area. And medical aesthetics is so brand new that we all have the opportunity to be influencers and thought leaders right now. So your impact can be so massive, whether you're a provider, an administrator, a manager, an owner. If you want to be a speaker, I'm going to talk about that a little bit at the end. But my challenge is to maximize your impact. I believe hugely in the power of collaboration. And through us all teaching and training each other, we're all going to grow together. So I want you today to maximize your impact in every way that you can. So where can you start if you're like just starting out, or say you're in the middle? If you want to maximize your impact, you can start locally. You can ask to speak at an event that maybe a rep is putting on, see if they need a key opinion leader. You can educate your own staff and really step up and ask to take some business courses. You can go nationally. You can apply to speak at national conferences. I submit abstracts every year for all the major conferences in the US. And I've been speaking for the Aesthetic Show, Vegas Cosmetic Surgery. I just did an anti-aging and medicine world congress out in Miami for North America. And these are so cool. And then you can even go globally. You can influence people in India, in Dubai, in Japan. You can go speak at these lectures. There's one coming up in Bali in October. But you can speak, you can attend virtually. So one thing that I did was I jumped outside of my comfort zone. I had never traveled to Europe, but I went over and trained with Julie Horn at the Swiss Aesthetics Institute, because one of my major passions is injecting lips. So I spent a full day training with her out at her Swiss Aesthetics Institute, traveled through by way of Paris, which was very fun. But I got to spend time with her. And now I feel like, I'm part of that global network. And this was an easy thing to do. It's just investing in yourself. So I challenge you to see where you can go with this as well. So let's talk about branding, because that's where it all starts. And in terms of the very basics, you do need to start at the beginning and really build a foundation from the start. You need to be very intentional as you create your brand story. So you could be very uncertain of where you're going, or you could be very certain of where you're going because you're setting 1, 3, and 5-year goals. So I really challenge you to take some time to think about where you want to be in 1, 3, and 5 years, and start building that foundation for massive success in the future as you create your brand story. What you first want to do as you're sitting and pondering, okay, what is my business brand? What is my personal brand? Is you want to define your brand really. And you want to define it in 3 words or phrases. So the way this works is you pick three or 4 words or phrases, and you can choose things like wellness, education, aesthetics, fitness, entertainment, excellence. For my personal brand, I choose the words education, entertainment, and excellence, because I want to make sure I'm educating people not only on business, but on what they can do to age differently than ever before in aesthetics. I want to make sure I have entertainment aspects in there, because I was a cheerleader and I have so much fun dancing or being silly and having fun and just showing my true authentic self, and that of, me with my coworkers or my family. And then excellence, incredible before and afters, and really showcasing those natural, beautiful results. So I challenge you to define your brand and choose those 3 words or phrases. Next, in creating your business image, you want to make sure your followers will keep wanting to come back for more. You want to read your posts that you've already created, or you want to really thoughtfully think about very simple posts, look at your stories, and make sure you're adding value for the viewer, because that's why they're going to keep coming back, is if they see value in their posts or if they're entertained. You want to ask yourself, do I feel like my content is engaging? And remember to be like that authentic self. Remember to pull out that fun side of you. And, people always know if something is staged. Your viewers really will know if something is staged. So remember to just be yourself. That thing we've been told since we were little. Now, have you considered your super fan? I recently I'm actually still in the middle of it, towards the end, a brand psychologist. I've been working with a brand psychologist to pull out exactly who I am as a person and really showcase that in my personal brand. And you end up finding out who is your super fan, and you start thinking about attracting those people. For the business, you think about, who is the super fan of my business? Who's that most frequent customer? Who spends the most? And what would add value to them, and design your content for them. And then finally, do you feel like your posts are congruent? You want to archive and delete any posts that do not fit your brand. So if you're doing this exercise today and you have things that don't fit the brand, then make sure you go through and you do a little spring cleaning. Now, where can you start if you're just at the very beginning, or say you're in the middle, but you've always relied on someone else to do it? You can start by learning it yourself. And it's pretty easy. In the beginning, I bought the book Instagram for Dummies. I studied that book. I picked people's brains during appointments. I leaned on the younger generation to help. So I would ask, my clients during the times that they would come in. So what are the latest trends on Instagram right now? And what do you think I should be posting? And what's been successful for you? And I'd ask them to tell me their top 3. And that's how I learned it myself. And I still do that to this day. We then created a brand kit for our business. And I use that same brand kit for my personal brand. And we make templates. You can make a great brand kit right in Canva. It's very easy. I actually designed my first logo myself right here in Canva, and built my first website in about 45 minutes on GoDaddy, because it's not too hard to do these things. Now, to do these things really well, you do need to hire help to grow, because you need to maximize your impact and get to that next level with people that are the true experts. But I do encourage you in the beginning to learn the first things first. So that's where you can start. Now, I'm going to share a little bit about what I do at my office. So quarterly to twice a year, we have branding photo shoots. I built a studio that I'll show you in a few slides here. And inside HTB Studios, we have hair and makeup stations. My best friend's a hairstylist, and we have other hairstylists and makeup artists that'll come in and get us glammed up for the day. We wear our brand clothing. And we have green walls that we've built that are portable, and other fun Instagrammable backdrops. And during the branding photo shoot day, we capture photography and video content that might be, a folder of 500 pictures that now you can repurpose and use over and over again. So it doesn't have to be a massive effort. It can just be one day that you plan for your team, and voila, you have things you can use everywhere. So this is an example of some of the photos that we take during those branding photo shoots days. We have usually a list of all the products that we offer, and we pull different empty boxes to take pictures with people and with different products. And we like to be a very clean, crisp, white background. I always say I want that Vogue of aesthetics feel, but not snobby or overdone. Just very approachable, but clean. And my brand photographer gets it, and that's what she creates for us. We have custom treatment rooms where we can also create this photography, these brand photography photos, and these create an experience for your patients. When you have Instagrammable backgrounds that they can just take a selfie with their phone while sitting and numbing, for example, and it says "Hello, gorgeous" behind them, they're just encouraged to take pictures and film. Like this, for example, is the lip goals room. And people just love to take a video inside the lip goals room with our ring lights. So we stock them all with ring lights. In terms of custom videography, you want to have professionals in the field that get to know your brand really well. So we have multiple videographers that we work with. They make a wide variety of content for us. Some are best at commercials. Others are best at creating shorts in terms of reels, and they chop up, say, a YouTube video we've created. Others, like the Cosmetic Lane, they go on tour with me as I speak for BTL, and they capture content on tour and make really fun content while we are out teaching and training the industry of aesthetics. So I love to collaborate with innovative thinkers, and I have an amazing team to call when I need help. Because again, that's that power of collaboration. So then what I do is I take this content that we've taken at our branding photo shoots, and I repurpose it for TV and magazines. So you'll see in San Diego Magazine in the area, I blanket San Diego Magazine, ABC 10 News San Diego with the same sorts of images and branding messages all around San Diego, so that people kind of recognize, oh, that's Holden Timeless Beauty. They, seem to be doing it right. Their brand is very attractive, and we want to go check them out. And we get so many new clients by doing this. We also repurpose for commercials, and I would encourage you to take advantage of commercial opportunities if you have any digital ads representatives that approach you. There are sometimes some very inexpensive campaigns. So I was asked by one to do this Keeping Up with Our Kardashians sponsorship just for the San Diego area for the final season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And I simply recorded a video audio clip, not a video, an audio clip on my phone. And they just added it at the end of each of these commercials through the whole season. So this is what it looked like. And it was only about $2,500. But this matches the persona of people that come in to see us. They really like the Kardashians. So here we go. This is how you can do it.
We didn't even think we'd get to season 2. Go to the 20 season. What? Where's the cocktail? It's the highlight of my career.
I'll marry you right then.
This is our time. Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the final season, all new Thursdays at 8 on E!
Brought to you by Holden Timeless Beauty, your 21st century med spa, where everyone is a VIP. So that's simple. It took me, 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes to make that little audio and send it over to the representative. And bam, we were now on commercials. And I have built my own branding studio. I don't expect all of you to do this, but it's honestly not that hard to do this and integrate it into where you work. This is where we teach and train. We have our leadership team meetings here. My office is here, and I have 2 private treatment rooms on this side. So when we're recording, it doesn't disturb the flow of the office. So I'll give you a little peek into my studios.
This is our studios. We have a custom photography space with our own lights, some backdrops, a chair for teaching and training. It's also workspace. Say hi, Shauna. And we can get ready with hair and makeup over on this side. And we have rooms where we can not disturb the flow of the office and film over here with our rooms that look like this. We have Instagram ready walls and backgrounds. My best friend has a hair studio in the back. This is going to be our bio tea room. And there you have it, folks. That's how you build your custom studio space for branding.
And our colors and fonts, they really match this sort of studio space so that when you see us in the studios, you recognize that you're coming into Holden Timeless Beauty and that you've seen content created in our studio.
This is our studio.
So next, I want to talk to you a little bit about social media channels. So now you can take all those photos and you can take videos and other content that you've recorded on your branding photo shoot days. And you can now focus on different social media channels. And there are so many out there: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Clubhouse, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Snapchat, more popping up all the time. And people always ask, what should I focus on? Now, what my word of advice is master those top 3. Ask yourself, where does your audience spend their time? So are you treating a majority of millennials? They're mainly on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. If you're treating boomers, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. And you really just need to do an analysis and see who comes in most frequently to your office and start asking your most common consumers where they spend the majority of their time, and start taking a poll. You could send a poll out to your consumers if you want to on SurveyMonkey, on your email list, and you could get some data that way. And then you want to intentionally focus on those. Now, for me, I spend a ton of time on Instagram. That's the first thing I really developed and learned well. And I have both a business and a personal profile. My business profile, I started first, and I came from emergency medicine, as I said. In 2017, I did not have an Instagram. I maybe started a Facebook account a few years before that, but I didn't even really want to be on Facebook because there were stalkers in the ER. For those of you that know this, if you say no to someone that's a drug seeker, they kind of try to find you, or there are psychiatric patients, that you just don't want them knowing anything about your life or your family. So I didn't want social media accounts. And then it transitioned to, okay, I need one now for this retail medicine space for my business, because this truly is the business portfolio of you. And people watch you on social media for a long time. I have many clients that watch and watch and watch. And then they come in, they already feel like they know me. They feel like they have a psychological connection because they've watched my social media stories, and I'm very authentic. I'm the exact same person in my stories and on Instagram that you see in person. So it's fun to have both of these sides. If you're just looking to do one well, master your business Instagram first. Okay. And then you can venture out into going into your personal Instagram and your personal profile. As far as IG main posts, just a few words about this. You want to focus on your grid, and you can really do this with Canva and look at the grid as you go across. You want that grid to be very clean and crisp with brand fonts and colors that are congruent. You want to have clean before and afters. Whenever possible, you want to use the same lighting. I know it's not always possible, but try to use the same lighting, the same angle. And people ask, should I post a photo, a video, or a reel? Lately, reels have been trending, and the algorithms, meaning the Instagram algorithms in the background, they've been pushing reels out to your viewers, meaning the people that follow you, at a higher rate if you post a reel, because they're trying to compete with TikTok. Even if you change a basic photo post over to a video, that usually gets about 3 times more views than just a main post that's a static photo. I use an app called Kira, Kira, and it converts just a photo to a video in 4-second form. I shorten it to 2 seconds. And if I'm going to post a photo, I post it as a video just to get more, potentially more push out of the posts that I have from the algorithms. Now, the frequency of posts, it's something that people ask, how frequently should I be posting? I would say, you want to post at least 3 days a week. Some people post every day. Some people post 3 times a day. I think 3 times a day is a bit excessive, but I will, that's constantly changing as far as the recommendation. So you just have to look at this month's trends, and then beware of shadow banning in the background on Instagram, because you might use certain words like Botox or filler, and they say they're illegal drugs, and suddenly people aren't seeing your posts anymore, and you don't have engagement. So you just want to watch out for that and be creative, like use wrinkle relaxers instead of Botox. Now, stories, you don't want to post more than 10 stories in a 24-hour period. That's called the caterpillar at the top. People just lose engagement. I would say maybe post 3 to 5 at max and make the first one very engaging. You can go over 10 if you're having fun or you're doing something that you want to keep showcasing. But you want to also include some engagement story posts where there are polls or questions to get people engaged, because that will also push your stories out to more people. If you're going to use TikTok, use what's trending. My tips are to listen to Sirius XM TikTok radio. You can kind of come up with some ideas of how this would work best in your office, dance a little. We do that a lot, and repurpose these for reels. So here's just a silly little TikTok that a content creator helped me create.
No sleep. Bus. Club. Another club. Another club. Another club. Plane. Next place.
And that's sometimes how I feel as I'm traveling all over the place to
No
sleep
sleep.
and then coming back to the office. So next, we're going to talk about paid promotions. Yes, it's an art. You really want to invest time in learning these. And I'm just going to give you a quick snapshot and then some challenges for homework. So you want to build personas for your practice. And inside Instagram, there's an area called Ad Tools where you can create your own audience. Okay. You can choose your geo area. You can choose male or female or both, and age range, and you can put in all their interests. Okay. Why does this matter? It matters because it's pretty easy to do this. And if you create personas and reverse engineer that for the people that most frequently come into your practice, you might have a ton of new patients just from pushing out a little bit of a spend in an Instagram budget. So this is what I'm going to show you just briefly. 3 top personas for your practice. These are 3 for my practice, but this is how you would create a persona. You might think of a millennial and you name her. So meet Kira. She's an aspiring model. She moved to Los Angeles to be closer to the scene where it all happens, and she loves being at big events with photo opportunities. Her boyfriend is a videographer. They both have massive followings on social media channels. She's confident but wants to know how to enhance her natural beauty. So where does she shop? Does she shop at Shein? Does she get Starbucks? Does she walk in with a particular brand of shoes? What kind of car does she drive? What does she like to do for fun? Start racking your brain about all the things that Kira loves. And if she was filling out a list of interests, try to choose those interests, because that's exactly what you put in on Instagram. And then you match a photo to something that Kira might be attracted to. A Gen X example would be Holly. Meet Holly. She's married with 3 kids. She loves fashion and jewelry. She enjoys spending quality time with her family and friends. She will yell and scream on the sidelines during soccer games as her kids play. And she feels guilty spending money on herself, but knows she feels more confident after treatments. So Holly loves to shop at Target. She does love her Starbucks coffee. She loves Nike. She always buys great running shoes. Another place she shops is Dick's Sporting Goods because of that soccer side. She likes to listen to hip hop music. She drives a minivan, all the types of things that you might see her interested in. Think about what Holly likes and write them down. Finally, a boomer example. Meet Carol. She runs her own company and takes pride in being a female boss. She's a leader and a mentor to others. She knows the importance of medical aesthetics, as she was an early user of Botox and filler. She's not afraid to talk about the benefits of treatments on social media channels. In fact, she sends you photos after she is healed to post and is a cheerleader for your business. So Carol might leave you a message like this: thank you for my 61-year-one young face, and my lips are bomb. At my age, some of us are golden girls, but I love being a Holden girl. And you need to write down everything Carol does. She drives in her Mercedes. She's carrying her Louis bag. She loves adventure travel. You just go on and on and on. CEO, business executive. Start searching what shows does she like to watch? Pick her brain during appointments. What music do you like? What concert are you going to? And that's how you create a targeted ad on Instagram. So you identify what you want to do is you want to identify your top patient personas. Then you want to design custom audiences for each of these. So start with 1, and then go to 2, and then go to 3. And then think about the before and after that person would most be attracted to, and then do an A/B test in 2 different interest areas, one month, one another month, with the same picture, and see where it's most successful. And you'll find your sweet spot, because I sure have. I have grown my following, and we get a massive amount of new clients from Instagram by doing just this. Now, I'm going to leave you with a few more thoughts and tips. There are 3 ways to grow a business. And the business cycle really is flow, conversion, retention. I challenge you to think about acquiring new customers after this call today by creating a paid promotion on Instagram, and grow your business by 10%. That could grow you by just 10% if you think about how you can acquire new customers. Number 2, how do you get your customers to buy more? You start advertising combo therapies, combo treatments. You start talking about the benefits of these combo treatments, and 10% of your customers now are buying more. You're looking at that revenue per hour for your providers, and you're bumping it up by 10%. We did this last year. It was pretty easy, honestly. And then have your customers come in more often. Make sure you're looking at retention tools and ways to get people to come in for those treatments, not twice a year, but every 3 months, for example, if it's neurotoxin. And I challenge you to grow by 10% in each category. Now, if you're thinking about using influencers, I do encourage you to not have that love-hate relationship. Find authentic influencers that you can work with. Make the relationship not purely transactional, and add social ready spaces to your office. Pick their brains during their appointments, and find ways to measure their value, whether it's brand value or lifetime value in terms of new clients that they bring into you. And you can ask me more about this because I'm running short on time, but this is our Nicole room that we created for one of our influencers,
branded room just
that I
for her.
first worked with. And it really creates a psychological connection to those people that have watched her on Instagram or YouTube or wherever they've seen her first. Now, you can be an influencer in aesthetics too. If you become a speaker and you don't let fear hold you back, and you figure out how to be in that influencer category, maybe you get a little bit out of your analyzer stabilizer mode, because as humans, we exist in these 4 quadrants on a regular basis. We just all have affinities to certain quadrants more than others. But think about it. Think about sharing the knowledge that I'm sharing today, but the knowledge that you have with all of us next time, and influencing us next time to grow our businesses as well. I am going to challenge you guys, each one of you guys on this call, to do 5 things today. Okay. I want you to take a picture of this particular slide because I want you to look back at your homework assignment later and do it at the break or by the end of the day. But I want you to write down 3 words that best describe your brand. I then want you to think of the top social media channel where your followers spend their time. Google search top trends for that platform and spend just 5 minutes studying how to improve your game. Okay. Then I want you to write down the generation that you most frequently see in the office, name that person specifically in that generation, and think of 15 things that might interest them. That's going to allow you to do number 4, which is to create 1 geo ad to run either on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok for the next 7 days, even if it's $100 spend, and track the performance. See what leads you get, see what interactions you get, and see how many follows you get. And then finally, post 1 story showing that you are here studying with other leaders in aesthetics on the weekend, and tag 5 people in attendance that you think will repost you. I certainly will if you want to tag me. I'm dr.amanda.holden. It'll be a scanner in just a second, so you can get there. But increase your influence this way through, being on other people's stages. Now, my final words are, don't forget to ever dream big dreams. We are all capable of so much more than we think we are. Raise that belief lid way, way higher and reach for the stars. I have 5 mentors that I study each week, and I focus on different things with each of those mentors. I invest in personal mentorship. Sharon Lecter here, who co-authored Rich Dad, Poor Dad and has written 26 other books, is my personal mentor that I work with on a monthly basis. And she has helped me create my brand vision for the future and really where I'm going over the next 5 to 10 years. And that investment in mentors and business training is so valuable because you truly can 10x your life. And, I just wish you all the best. I hope you've received value and learned at least one thing from my presentation today. I would be so honored if you followed me on Instagram and you helped me grow my following, and you DM'd me one thing you learned or the top takeaway from today's presentation. So I wish you guys all the best. I encourage you to reach out to me, ask me questions on my Instagram. That's the best way to get a hold of me. And I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much.